Hola my baking amigos, hope you're having a good day, and if you're not, it's going to get a lot better because today in the kitchen we're going to be making vegan chocolate cakes. This recipe has zero compromises on taste. It'll probably end up being your favorite chocolate cake. So today we're actually going to make these as 4 smaller little cakes. This recipe is best done for the smaller either loaf tins or cake tins instead of one larger one. So over here I've got my little cake tins which I'll prep. I'm just going to add a bit of parchment paper to the bottom and then coat the outside with oil. Now, do you want to come and check out the ingredients that you'll need for this recipe? So we've got some all-purpose flour, we've got some 100% cocoa. Over here, I've got grapeseed oil and then some vanilla essence. This is some distilled white vinegar. I've got baking soda and salt, some sugar, and in here I've had some hot water which is sitting at the moment to becoming warm. These 3 ingredients are going to make up our chocolate syrup, which we're going to use at the very end. So I've got some sugar, I've got some warm water, and I've also got some 100% cocoa as well. And for the full exact quantities, make sure you head to lebonbaker.com. Time to prep our tins. Now that our tins are prepped, make sure you turn on your oven to a moderate temperature and grab a big bowl, and we're going to start working through our ingredients. We're going to start with the dry as per usual, add them all into the bowl, and then we're going to slowly add the wet ingredients, and then in no time at all we're going to have our beautiful batter. So now that all of the dry ingredients are in my bowl, I've got a fork here, and I'm just going to make sure I mix all of the dry ingredients together so that it's really well dispersed. All right, that looks really good. So it's time to start adding our wet ingredients. So we can just pour these all in and then start mixing. So give it a good mix and make sure you scrape down the sides. Get all of that those dry ingredients all mixed through. Check out this chocolatey goodness, it looks amazing. So this is really well mixed, there's no lumps, and it looks absolutely beautiful, silky, smooth and velvety. So it's time to put the mixture into our smaller either loaf tins or smaller cake tins. We're going to put 320 grams into each one, so time to get going. All right, so I have 3 full cake tins, and this one has slightly less because I may have eaten some batter along the way. Oops. So just try and go for 300 to 320 grams per tin. Now into the oven they go, and we're going to leave them in there for 15 minutes, and then at that time we will check and rotate them and see how they're going. We're on our way to Chocolate Town. Okay, so while our beautiful vegan chocolate cakes are cooking in the oven, we're just going to do our syrup very quickly, and it's just a matter of adding all of the ingredients together. So we've got the sugar, the water and the cocoa. We'll give it a nice mix, and then when the cakes or loaves come out of the oven, we just need to poke them very gently, making little holes throughout the cakes because we'll cover it with icing anyway. And then we're just going to very gently pour some of the syrup over the cake, and it's just going to keep that cake super moist and tasty and delicious. Done. Chocolate syrup. So my syrup's done, my cakes are in the oven. I've got a couple minutes, so maybe I should water Jerry, my beloved pot plant. He's a good succulent. Jerry, Jerry. Now we wait. The smell is so good. I can tell that they're ready because they've started to break on top and they've risen really nicely, and they bounce back when I touch them. So I'm gonna get them out of the oven and I'll show you what we're working with. Wow, these are so good. I'm so happy with these. They're absolutely beautiful. They've broken really nicely on top, so look really rustic, and they've risen really well. So now while they're hot, what we're going to do is stick a couple of skewers in them, just make a few insertions very gently, and then we're going to add a bit of the syrup to them, and they'll be so beautiful. So when you're skewering your cakes, if it comes out clean, you know that they're ready. If it comes out with some of the batter on it, just put them in the oven for a few more minutes. It'll continue to cook. We want it so that there's no batter coming out. So this cake is going to absorb all of that syrup. Wow, these look so good. I'm so happy with how they turned out. They look absolutely perfect. Now, to finish them off, I'm going to cover them with some beautiful vegan ganache. Make sure you check out my recipe for that. There's just a short video and you'll be able to whip it up in no time. And then we'll decorate these, add some cute little nuts to the top, and then they'll be good to devour. My beautiful ganache over here is looking very velvety, so I know it's ready to use. So I've just got one of my spring handle scoopers here, and I'm just going to put the ganache on top in the middle and let it drip down and ooze down the sides of the cake, going all the way around. And that looks gorgeous. It's not running, just give it a little tap and let it ooze down the sides. Now that looks stunning. And I'm just going to top with some little pecans that I've chopped here, but you could also do yours with some fresh fruit if you like, or your favorite nut. A little trick, you may have noticed I've kept the parchment paper on the bottom of the cakes while we decorate them. So that's just so the ganache is quite messy, and it's so that it'll keep it nice and neat, keep your work area neat. And then we'll put these in the fridge to set with the ganache. And then once they're done, we'll be able to remove them really easily from the cake. You can decorate them with your favorite nuts, your favorite fruits. This one I'm going to leave just full chocolate. And once you've got that all ready, just pop them in the fridge and let them set. Thank you so much for baking with me today. I hope that you've enjoyed yourself. You can whip up this little beauty for your vegan friends or for yourself. It's absolutely delightful. There are zero compromises in taste. Let me know what you want to learn and we'll bake it together. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Le Bon Baker, for all tips, tricks, recipes for the home baker.